But we talk more about their history, among other things, later. Let's get into these introductions to kick off this best of 5 finals. Spawning in the top right side of Lilac Crest, it's none other than the Red Zerg player, Team Liquid's Snute.
In the top left as the Blue Zerg, he's Elazer.
So again, just kind of the notion here that Elazer and Snute have fought each other multiple times. In fact, I would love to like go up to their Ligulac really quick and see just how many times recently, because it's, I swear to God, every qualifier of everything we've seen recently has just been Elazer versus Snute, Snute versus Elazer, and we always go into these same points, these same talking points, right? Like, okay, Snute and Elazer played like 15 times in the recent days. The Snute's like 2 versus 12, like, yeah, blah blah blah. Either way, the same end result ends up being Elazer seems to be able to beat Snute on a more consistent basis. It is worth noting Snute did do gas pool, and he's sticking on one base for the time being, so this first game is not going to be a slow game out of him at all.
4-2, 4-3. Oh god, that was from May of last year, though. How recent do you want their match results?
Not a year ago, that's for sure. But I mean, like, it's how much? Like, just in general, they've played like what 10 times in the last 3 months in tournaments at least.
Nope.
Really?
6 times in the last year.
Okay, 6 times, but more on Snute's stream, I guess, is what I'm looking at.
Probably is what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
You know, they've been talked about their practice partners, and you know, I think they're on like either sides of the brackets with each other around the same point, and Snute's been getting knocked out. So in the last 2 games, last 2 series, Elazer did win them 2-0, but then at DreamHack in January, Snute won 2-0. So Elazer's been in better form lately. But Snute's also, we know that Snute has not been in good form lately. We know that about Snute. We know that Elazer's been getting better and better. But we also know that Snute has definitely overcome, I feel, that whatever was dragging him down. Because like the past 2 guys that he's faced when he got to cast, I was like, oh, I guess he's lost. You know, with the first game, I guess he's going to be broken. And then he brought it back anyways. So I think he's going to do pretty well against Elazer here. I think he's fixed whatever he could for today.
Well, what's kind of funny is, like, this wasn't exactly the pool that Nurchio had done versus Snute, for example, in the previous series, but kind of same effectiveness. Lots of drones getting pulled means Elazer's not mining. We're not using our mods, right? No, we're not. No graphs. But
no.
The point is, just
that
by
was
dancing...
illegal.
Yeah, just by dancing around out here, the Lings, you know, pulling the drones was already enough. He's forced out a lot more Lings out of his opponent while this was going on. Now, normally you're like, okay, great, so Snute got a bunch of drones stuck in behind this, but he is continuing with the investment of this attack. We got some Banelings on the way next. His speed advantage is still here for a little bit longer.
He got, like, 4 more drones in here, so he's a bit more even. But no, that Baneling got a good hit.
Nice pop.
Yeah, but you're right. Snute is still investing into a couple more Lings. Looks like it is just for the defensive, as he expects Elazer's speed to finish up soon. And you don't want to be caught, you know, off guard, of course, trying to be too greedy behind your own aggression. But 2 Banelings should be enough, unless you really see them sending out a lot of Lings. Unfortunately, Snute's Overlord is not quite in a great position. It's getting there. It's going to be outside of the choke soon. But of course, his first Overlord kind of went uselessly to the top. We're going to reposition that. This game is still a little bit, tiniest bit in favor of Elazer. Who has well,
I wonder though, because
a couple more drones.
He's got a couple more drones, but he did lose out on like what 100 minerals per minute mining because of all the 6 that were dancing around. It's like, yeah, you're right. I guess slightly favoring Elazer, but albeit temporarily. That Overlord kill was actually really nice too.
Yes, any Overlord kill is nice, especially because Ling Speed did finish up for Elazer, and that was risky, you know, to have your queens out there a little undefended. But Elazer is going to counterattack. They both got each other's Overlords, it looks like. So Snute doesn't have any eyes on how much Elazer's committing to it, which is not that great. I guess Elazer doesn't really have the greatest eyes on him either, but they're both going to trade out here. They kind of have exact numbers. 1 more Baneling, however, for Elazer does sneak into the main base. It's only 1, though.
Yeah, I was going to say the Queen would deal with this. So the drones were never really in danger from that, but the Lings always were. Unfortunately, with all the Lings going down, we have that continued attack out of Elazer, now getting the Snute's mineral line. He's got a Baneling as well. Doesn't get quite the hit that he was hoping for. Queen does have a transfuse by 1 second. Misses it, unfortunately.
I think they both went for Roach Warren. Yes, Snute did finish up here, but not going for any Roaches quite yet. Still getting for a few more drones. Elazer, however, is getting a nice number of Roaches, and these Lings will get an eye on that. maybe. They are. They should. Yeah, they're gonna cancel the Baneling nest. They got a couple of lings there. They see the roaches. Nice scout.
Yeah.
Better than anticipated.
Sees no third as well, because the Overlord wasn't able to get in here.
Yeah. There's some very odd Overlord coverage. So basically 0 for Snute, which isn't usually what you want. And then for Elazer, I guess he was just rallying, so his 3 Overlords are all in the same place. Now they're being spread out. But this is definitely even up, even with the different openers. We got exact even supplies and exact even supply blocks. Ew. Nicely done.
Yay! Actually did. Yeah, they both lost an Overlord. Never mind. I was going to say, is that Overlord the advantage? Oh my gosh. But no, it's not going to be the case. So, as we continue to advance forward, I mean, Snute could go Mutalisk, Elazer could go Mutalisks, right? The question's like, who really goes for that layer tech first? Because let's not forget, this is still a very, pumpkin spice latte basic game.
I was really wondering where you're going with that.
I know, I was reaching for the reference. I felt it was worth it. But yeah, I mean, Ravagers, Roaches, Lings, Banelings, these are not bad units. These are all units that can win you a game too, but nobody is on layer tech, so there's not going to be Roach speed. There's not going to be +2 to follow up a +1. No mutas, no Spire in sight. I am really, truly curious who's gonna take that leap forward first, I suppose, as they both try and take their thirds simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lazer's a little bit farther ahead, but I don't know how much of a difference that will make.
Just side note, in the last half hour, the weather has picked up once again, and just noting that if I disappear, you'll know.
Know why? I know that your expensive battery backups.
I know, like, part of me wants a power outage to come so I can see whether it was actually worth the investment, so I can recommend it to other people or not, right? But on the other hand, I don't want it to happen in case it does fail, and it's just like, fuck, I wasted $150 on this thing. The WCS NA doesn't start for another hour and a half. I thought it started at 6, so never mind. No, we got a lot more time to go through. Of course, yeah. This is the losers bracket that was really long still behind this. I actually expected to be a little bit closer caught up than it really is, especially with some of the forfeits and walkovers that have been going down. Mm-hmm. They are both at a pretty even army supply. Elazer has gotten ahead in that economy, though, so it kind of feels like that Nurchio game with Snute here. Maybe just going for the all-in. Of course, he's not getting an upgrade. They're both not going for a lair yet. That upgrade being so quick to be done already, though, is a little worrying. That's something that Nurchio only had for the second defense. So I don't know how this is going to work out for Snute, who's pushing into a concave now as well. He's going for it, though. He's going for it. This is really dangerous. I mean, numbers game is a little bit favoring the defender who already has defender's advantage. Nurchio taking, or sorry, not Nurchio, you got me saying that. Snute taking this fight was a bad idea from the get-go. This falls apart miserably. He's down on drones behind this. This was just like this is how you give away the game, yeah, GG. Yeah. He was obviously far behind on the +1, but that was the only thing. Well, I guess he's a little behind on drones too, but it's not like he had a super fast lair. I don't know. This is a best of 5 though, so it's not so bad to lose one game. Not right off the bat, but Protocol. It's the next map. Yeah, we'll get this up. We don't have a map intro for this one, but we'll get into this ASAP. Now, I don't disagree with Snute's opening there. I actually thought that was going to get away with a lot more than it did. Just, again, that follow-up, it just fell so a little, not so, but like a little short. The concave was questionable. There's a lot of ways that you can see, and we've seen already, like, if you've got Ravagers, but you're down in supply, you can make that work for you in some circumstances. This Elazer 1-0. Yeah, you do it. I would type in all chat, and that would be... Dear O Gaming, maybe you should join Game 1 for once. Whoa! Most needless, not even shots fired. Mr. Arthur Simon just resubbed for 4 months in a row. Thank you so much for that. Of course, big love to Carrie and Funka and Jeremy and the whole O Gaming crew. Not actually making fun of them guys. Spawning here in the bottom right side, we've got the Red Zerg player. Down 1 currently. Team Liquid Snute. In the bottom left, as the blue Zerg, hey, it's Elazer. Both going for very similar builds here. Yeah. So, just to comment on this battery thing, because we have people shouting suggestions, I guess you could say. I could simulate a power outage by unplugging the battery from the wall, that is correct. However, the question isn't whether the battery would maintain power on anything, because I actually assume it would. The question is whether the internet will still work or not, and I can't really unplug the... Because from what I understand, I'm not a tech guy, guys, so I'm probably wrong in what I'm about to say. From what I understand, when the power goes out, the internet... Because it's a different cable and connection, should still be good to go as long as it's not on the same line that whatever down the power. But I've got no way to test that, and that's what I'm concerned about. Because I know the computer will stay on, so I have time to shut it down. It won't short out from a power outage or anything like that with the battery. The question is whether the internet will still work for that extra 5 minutes for me to say, well, the power went out. See you guys later.
I see. I have no idea.
I've Googled different reports. There are some things that say, like, when a power outage happens, it affects everything. But then there's some that are saying the same way your phone line stays up during your power outage. If you're connected to a landline that's, like, not an electric phone, that's why your internet should still work. So I have zero fucking clue, guys. Anyways, as far as this game goes, though, slower openings. So we didn't have to worry about someone getting too aggressive. With Central Protocol, you can sometimes get bad positions. So I'm not too surprised nobody went for, like, the 12 pool on this one.
They both went for the same opener that was one base. You know, it's a question of whether or not you go aggressive with it, or if it's just in case the other person went for something early. But they both, like, you know, really veered off the path. There's a fork in the road. They both took different directions. So Snute went for Ling Speed and a Baneling Nest, while Elazer actually skips that entirely and goes straight to the Roaches. This is going to be really interesting, again, depending on who's going to be aggressive. If they're both aggressive, Lings actually aren't that terrible against what are some very early game, very few Roaches. You know, if they get surrounded, they're not going to be that great. If they try and go across the map, they're going to, you know, get surrounded pretty much, 100%. So, you know, I don't, like, they also would be a little bit more difficult to defend with, because the Roaches, you know, they attack pretty slow, and unless they're walling off, they can't really catch up to the Speedlings, and I don't know what this game is going to look like. They're both droning, so it's not really any all-ins here, just Snoot's pressuring a little bit. I think it's going to be his first time seeing that it's Roaches. Yep. Nope. Bye.
Yeah, a little bit of a shock, a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah. Now Snoote's, you know, he has to get his own Roach warning in case Elazer does push, I guess. Like, you do want to advance your tech as well, but having Speedlings is not that bad. Having the Baneling Nest kind of is... it probably won't help, but the Speedlings might be able to get a cancel on Elazer's third, or, you know, get a good crucial counterattack at some point.
Yo, I would like to see... It's not like something Snute can do, like, at the whim of his own desire, but perhaps the problem he has with Elazer is he's a little too predictable. And Elazer playing against him constantly, consistently says, okay, I know exactly how you play. Mm-hmm. So maybe it would be worth taking a page out of Bly's book and say, look, I know people know that 14-14 is all I do, but I pull it off so well, it wins me all these games no matter what. Because it's literally Bly ZvZ in a nutshell. And I wonder if there's something Snute could do along those lines. Because, I mean, if nothing else, we've seen it demonstrated many times already today. His control is great.
Well, he does get the third cancel, like I exactly predicted, because there was, you know, always a case the Roaches are actually in position, but what can happen with the Speedlings, and Snute doesn't look so bad in this game, but alright, he is still playing pretty, you know, Snutish, right? Like, he's not he's not doing anything that's too surprising for him. He is down in army because his Roaches were later. Elazer is bothering to get Metabolic Boost, but I think it's such a good coverall 100-100 upgrade. Not quite as cheap as Marauder Slow, but same idea, that it just always seems like it's going to be good for longer games too. But it's also going to be good for reinforcing a push, if that's your plan. So he's going for +1s, kind of a reverse scenario of that last game, obviously with much different openers, but he's not going to have a +1 ready for this defense. And the Lings are going to be very good at reinforcing the Roach attack for Elazer. Snoot's going to have a tough time defending, with nothing else helping him. No Spine Crawler, not even any Queens here, no upgrade.
Crucibles are so silly. This idea was so cool when we first saw it. And I remember when it had a bigger splash radius, it was a lot more deadly. But now I feel what I don't love about Corrosive Bile as we watch this fight goes on is it's more about like someone messing up and walking into it than you getting a good Corrosive Bile. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Elazer is not well.
He's
okay.
wrecking Snute. I'm
yeah,
sorry,
it doesn't
Snute.
even matter.
I love you
if
to
he's getting
death,
hit by
man.
Corrosive Biles, but this is not going well.
Like if for whatever crazy reason you're listening to this VOD, I love you, but this was a very one-sided domination out of Elazer. As he pushes into the natural base, there's a lot of Lings out, and Lings actually wouldn't be too bad against Ravagers if there was enough of them, but there's not. Good game, well played, and map 2 will go to Elazer.
Yeah. You know, if he... I wonder almost if killing or canceling that third base was like poking the bear, you know? Because if this was just a game where Elazer kept trying to get a third base, then of course Snoot's going to be fine, constantly denying it and getting to his own good game. But that was just a nice read for Elazer to go for the all-in.
No, it's a good point, because it is kind of like when you see someone all-in and then die to the counterattack after the failed all-in. Just not to the same degree of a giant all-in, but just the same degree of poking that bear.
Yep. Oh, Elazer's in our chat. I was like, why is he first?
All right, what's the third map here?
Dusk Towers.
Cool. All right, I got the map intro loaded up. We're not going to go to ads, guys, because this could be it. But if it's not, we will go to a break after this game. If either the players need one as well, we may abruptly leave here. But looks like everybody's in the lobby. Good to go. Rude, Twitch Vancouver? Damn. They, this tweeted a picture where it's like they're thanking a photographer for volunteering to do photography. That's awesome. And it's like, thanks for volunteering as photography services to prevent selfie disasters. And then it's a picture of me taking a selfie with the girl. God damn it.
Aww.
Actually, it's with Claire. She's the one who organizes it. And a lot of fun at Twitch Vancouver. I'm excited for the next one. Shout out to JTDC for resubbing for that's a year. He's now eligible for a Partoof coin. Make sure to send us a message here on the channel, man, and we will hook you up. Congratulations on your 1-year trip around BaseTradeTV. Spawning in the bottom left side of the map, though, asking for a bit of a pause. What were you building up to? What was that noise?
I was gonna woohoo his trip around the world, but then...
Oh. That sounded like one of those toys where, like, it's like the bar, and then, like, when you turn upside down, it goes...
Yeah, bar. Huh?
Like it's like a pole or a bar or something?
It's a toy.
Yeah. You've never had it on, like
when you
one
flip
side?
it upside down, it makes a sound?
Yeah, it's got, like, the little thing inside of it, so it's like...
You know, it kind of sounds familiar, but all the sound I'm hearing is a cat.
It's like a grumpy cat. Alright. Anyways, game number 3, and this could be it. Emil, of course, commenting on this because Elazer is a Polish Zerg player, I believe. And spawning in here on the bottom left side, it's the blue Zerg, Elazer, currently up 2-0 and 1 game away from winning and qualifying through to WCS.
In the top right, as the red Zerg, he is Liquid Snute. 1 game away from being sent down to the losers bracket, which... It's not that it's, you know, the players are good, which they are, or that it's a lot more ZvZ, which it is. It's that it's already so late. The losers bracket has a while to go still, so that's what sucks about going down there.
Damn, Emil's getting uppity. I was closing Twitter and saw the shots fired against the Naniwa. Damn. Emil celebrating 6 months of being an ass, apparently. He's our Polish brother from another mother. We love that guy. And I guess, yeah, he hasn't liked it. We've actually liked out more recently than him due to internet-related problems. Well, not internet-related, Twitch-related. Still, random thoughts aside, Snute was the one coming into this. I think we kind of knew he was going to be the underdog. Weird as that is to consider. Not because Snute is a bad player, but because Elazer is the better of the two. It seems more recently. And if Snute does lose this, he's got a chance through the losers bracket. This is, of course, double elimination for those who have not been keeping up. And I guess the stakes of this, though, I really don't know. Like, this tournament's not been well organized or advertised. And we don't really know who else is going, where the venue is, anything like that. So I don't know how big of a deal it is for Elazer to win. but it is WCS points, and that more than prize money and location might be what matters the most.
Yeah. For instance, did you know that the official name of this event is the Gold Series International 2016?
No.
Of course you didn't. It's actually on Team Liquid, but you know that's the whole thing with WCS in 2016 is that different events are just kind of under the WCS label. It's not that they're necessarily like they were back in 2015. So that confused me in the first place. Oh, runs a couple of runs into a baneling.
Yeah, sorry, over my eye there. Yeah, that's we've just been calling it WCS Shanghai because that's the only name we've been given for it. Like, you know.
Yeah, and it's like Gold Series International. This is not like hitting me on any memory points, but we do have a couple of Ling scuffles going around here. Again, they're not dedicating entirely to this. They're getting their bases, they're getting Roach Warren, but if it snowballs in one person's favor, then you can start flooding with Lings again. You can't just take this, not seriously and let all your Lings die to banelings.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest here. One of the scary things for Snute, that seems to be the case, like he just doesn't have like a good read on Elazer for a lot of what's going on. So if you lose all those units, you can't scout, you don't have any map control. Like I feel like that's a nightmare scenario for somebody like Snute. Now I was gonna say screw it, it's one lane, not a problem. Wastes the bailing on it, unfortunately. His queen could have easily handled it. But timing was just a little too sweet. Can't quite get across the map to scout further, although he does know about the third hatchery already from his first endeavors.
As it is Dusk Towers, I anticipate one of these guys to go for a Spire after getting some Roaches out. Not that it always goes to Spire, but even ZvZ, it was one of the first ones bringing back the Spire, especially against Liberators, and PVZ, just Spires always can be deadly, and in ZvZ you just want to have that maximum distance to actually get to the mutas.
I was gonna say, no way he gets away with these banelings, but I don't actually think Elazer saw it.
It was pretty quick.
Like, the first thing that, like, I guess he just made it look like he sacrificed the Lings. I mean, that was a good decoy ploy out of Snute, but Queen reacts a little bit late. Drones get pulled. This isn't too bad. Goes off near the larva, so he gets 4 kills and the larva, which was nice. Not
bad for kind of freebies.
Yeah.
Snute does add on 2 spine crawlers right off the bat. That's surprisingly defensive, but his armor supply is down, and he is going to go for a Spire. Okay, I was wondering about that. Is that just, if you're being this defensive, either you done messed up with something earlier on, you don't have that many Roaches, which, he didn't, but also if you're going to try and tech, because as I said, Dust Towers, it's a nice map for mutas, because you do have this long, very long map that's going to take a lot of time, some, like, 10 extra crucial seconds, compared to other maps, to get the spine crawlers up, to get the mutas out, to actually get into a macro game with the mutas, as opposed to just dying to this Roach attack that Elazer is setting up.
Yeah. Now, as far as these spines go, I mean, we know in the past when it's just pure Roaches, you've got nothing but spines. 5 is about the magic number. 2 kind of works because Snute does have Roaches and Ravagers. He's not just sitting here with no Lings and nothing to fight with. And this is actually buying him time. Now, there's a little supply blocked right now, which is a bit awkward. But by the time he's good to go with these mutas, it should be about 8, I want to guess. 6 or 8. The gas count's a little bit low right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough deciding right now between a couple more Roaches, a couple more Ravagers, and getting as many mutas as possible. But it is going to be about reducing the damage Elazer can do. Elazer is prepping here. He has his Ravagers already. He's reinforcing with Lings. It's hitting as +1 finishes. I don't know if Snute can hold this. He actually decides at the last second to go for Roaches. I don't know. Now he can't get mutas. This is just late units now, and they all get canceled.
There goes the battles. They were pretty nice. Now, Elazer's pushing into this hard, and Snute's supply is halved at this point, and a lot of that's in production. Goes for 8 mutas now. I guess that's the advantage of all those things getting canceled, but once again, the egg's going to get picked off, and
oh my god.
6 mutas popping, not going to save him in this game. Ravagers take down that base. They push up to the main. They don't have a lot of health. Certainly, these will die, but maybe not before it's too late. And Emil, you need to calm down, man.
Yeah, the bias is real right here, guys. And it's not from us for once.
Yeah.
GG!
GG! Congratulations to Elazer! This is actually great for the fact that, again, this is Elazer finally stepping it up to that next level. Again, this guy's gone from being a consistent round of 8 player and almost never further, sometimes semifinals, but, always a bridesmaid, never a bride, finally a bride. Gets through and qualifies for WCS Shanghai. And I think it's like $1,000. He gets like paid travel. There's like a lot of good stuff that comes through winning this qualifier, but he still has to actually win Shanghai to get the WCS points and all the goodies that come with it.
Very
But
exciting.
if you guys are Snute fans, don't weep too hard. He still has a chance in the losers bracket, but he'll be waiting for quite some time. Bottom half has Showtime, sort of, many others. In fact, Showtime, hey, did you play yet? If the Showtime hasn't, we'll try and grab Showtime versus sort of. If not, we'll try and grab some other games. TLO versus Answer and others going on. So stick around, guys. Actually, Happy versus Nurchio might not be too bad either if he wins over Bly. There's a lot of games up and available, and we're going to try and jump into them as quick as we can. So we're going to get the ad break out of the way so we can focus on the game. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes.